In this video, I want to take some time to break down my entire business model. I'm calling this the $1 million business model, but truly there is no ceiling to the amount of money that you can make by following this model. Now, this is going to be specifically for any type of designer, a marketer, if you own an agency, if you're a freelancer. This model is the complete process that you can go through from start to finish to find the right balance of how much money you want to make, how much time you want to have, and the lifestyle that you want to live. And so I'm excited to dive into this. This is going to be a less polished video, but I promise you, if you stick around, this is going to be a ton of value for you, regardless of where you are on your journey of building your own business. So talking about this $1 million business model, there are a number of different ways that you can make money, especially with the internet. Really, the possibilities are endless. But I want to break down 4 in particular in this video that I have found a lot of success with, and I feel like are the best process for you to go through, starting with the first one, which is just general client fulfillment or working with clients. Now, there are a number of different reasons why I feel like working with clients is the best way to start out. Now, when I started out, I was a college student, and I started doing a couple freelance projects with clients, and I enjoyed this because it was the easiest way to land work, the easiest way to get paid, and most importantly, it was the best way for me to get experience because I was able to work with a variety of different companies, a variety of different people with different personalities, and I grew a lot during this time. Now, fulfillment is a great way for you to generate revenue throughout the lifetime of your business. This isn't something that you have to grow out of or move on from. If anything, you're just going to get better and more efficient at it, and you can charge more for your services. And so with fulfillment, there are a number of different pros, but there are also a number of different cons that come with it. One thing that I've run into is it's difficult to scale. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult to scale because as you get more clients, you're going to have to bring on more team members. And with more team members comes more training and teaching and managing, and then you've got to hire a manager, and then you've got more projects, and so you've got to get a project manager. And it does scale, but it is not as easy as I would hope. And so I found a good balance in my fulfillment agency where we have the right number of clients to where we don't have to overhire, but it generates a really good amount of revenue for me. Now, there are some people that want to build agencies of tens and hundreds of employees and work with hundreds and thousands of clients. And this is great. And obviously, this is going to generate a ton more revenue for you. But what I've found is this also requires a lot more input on my end. And so finding that right balance of fulfillment is going to be a great way to start and a great thing for you to do through the life of your career. Now, within this first bracket of fulfillment, you definitely want to make sure that you can systematize as much as possible. So what this means is finding ways to write down your processes and have a set process for every single part of client fulfillment. You don't want every project to be completely different because this is going to create a lot of friction. It's going to be difficult to get projects done and anticipate when they're going to be done so you can start additional projects. And it's going to be a frustration for your clients and your employees. So writing down all of your processes, following a specific checklist, and using any tools that you can to automate things, whether that's messaging or outlines or content or whatever it might be in your business. Automating things and creating processes is going to be the best way for you to scale without the pains of overhiring or under-delivering. All right, now the second part of this cycle is creating a brand. Now, just because this is the second part of the cycle doesn't mean that you have to master fulfillment before you move on to building a brand. But this is going to be more or less the second pillar of your business. Building a brand is going to be huge, not only for the fulfillment part of your business and landing you new clients, but it's going to make it easier to find good people to hire and to build partnerships. And it's going to set you up for the other pillars of our business that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. So building a brand can be time consuming, but it's absolutely going to be worth it. And I would even say that this is the most important part of any business that you start, especially if it's an online based business, because your brand is going to feed everything that you do. And so what I would recommend is pick at least one platform that you want to focus on, maybe 2 or 3 if you have the time, and start putting out daily content. This doesn't have to be really refined content. It doesn't have to be really professional. You don't have to have an incredible camera setup, but at the very least, be sharing what it is that you're working on, what's working, what's not working, what you're learning. You don't have to be an expert to create content. You just have to be living. You have to be doing something during the day that you can share with your audience. Now, if you don't grow an audience really quickly, that's okay. The point, at least right now, early on, is not to grow some massive audience, but it's to get your name out there, get your face out there, help people see your face and hear your voice, get to know you, become familiar with you, and it's going to grow over time. And so the best time to start is yesterday. The second best time to start is right now. All right, so we've talked about fulfillment, which is the best way to start. We're working with clients. We are also starting to build our brand and get recognition in the marketplace. And now moving into the third realm, or the third pillar, is education. As you start to have success with your clients, you're going to start to become an expert at what you do. Now, you don't have to be a master, you don't have to be the best, but you have to have some level of expertise that is unique and that other people may not have. And this is going to put you in a position to educate others that are maybe behind you in knowledge or experience. And so this happened to me naturally as I started to build my brand. People started to ask me, hey, Peyton, like, how are you finding clients? Or how do you manage your projects? Or how do you design and develop good websites? And so naturally, I fell into this role of teaching people. And this first started out by offering free consulting calls. And then I got a little bit overwhelmed, so I decided to start charging for these. I think when I started out, I was maybe charging $100 an hour, and then $300 an hour, and then $500 an hour. And as I did these consulting calls, I started to find out what I liked to teach and what I didn't know yet. And I started to educate myself and work on my teaching methods. And before I knew it, I was getting a lot of consulting calls. I had a few every week, and I started to record the questions that were being asked. And I decided that rather than doing these consulting calls forever for my education pillar of my business, I was just going to document everything and create a course that could be created once, and then people could buy a one-off course. And there are, of course, a ton of online courses out there, but I found a lot of fulfillment in this because I knew that what I was creating in this course was the stuff that people were looking for from the experience that I had in these consulting calls. And so I put together a course, I packaged it, I pre-sold it just to make sure that there was enough interest in it. And once the course was finished, I launched it. And luckily, I was able to generate a lot of revenue from this. And even aside from the money that I was making, it was really fulfilling because people were grateful for the things I was teaching. And I got really excited about this idea of being a mentor. Even though at that time I was nowhere near being an expert or a master, I knew some things more than the people that were buying my course, and that was enough. And since that time, I, of course, have improved my courses, I've improved my teaching style, and I've gotten more experience under my belt, which means I'm able to bring even more value to the people that I teach. And as I continue to do these one-off courses, I decided that I wanted to move into a more consistent role of teaching, and so I launched a monthly membership where now we hop on a couple Zoom calls every month and I answer questions and I interact with my members, and we have monthly trainings as well. And so this may demand a little bit more of your time, and maybe you want to make sure that you're in a spot where you feel confident with how you teach and interact with your students. Because you're going to be put on the spot a lot. But if you can get to this point, again, it is so fun and so fulfilling to be an educator and to help other people and to answer their questions and see them progress and see the success that they have using the things that you teach them. And so this is one of my favorite parts of my job. All right, so we've talked about fulfillment, we've talked about brand, we've talked about education, and I want to talk about the fourth and final, which should be what we all aspire to. And I believe it is the most easily scalable and the best way to generate revenue of any of these different pillars. And that is creating a product. And so if you followed what I do here on YouTube, this has been the natural progression of my business. I started out as a freelancer, then I built an agency and worked with clients doing web design and SEO. And as I did that, I shared what I was doing here on YouTube and I started to build my brand. And even though it was slow growth, I've gotten to a point where that brand has fed not only my agency, but also my education business. It's helped me sell courses. It's helped me build my membership. And just recently, we launched our first product, which is an extension that works inside of Webflow called SEMflow. And this product has been, aside from education, probably the most fulfilling and exciting part of my career because I'm finally building something that I feel like has massive value. And it is extremely scalable because once it's built, you can get unlimited amount of users with no additional work, other than support, I guess I would say. But building a product is a fantastic way to increase your reach, increase your exposure, and it's really fun to have an asset that could potentially be acquired or can just run itself and generate revenue without any additional input. And so building a product should be your ultimate goal. It doesn't mean that you have to stop any of these other things that you're doing, but building a product can be an awesome way to generate very passive income. Now, when I say a product, this doesn't have to be an app or an extension. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant or crazy. This could be as simple as a template, or as simple as, packaged information in the form of checklist or walkthroughs or whatever it might be. It could be kind of a combination or a hybrid of education and a product. It doesn't matter what your product is, but something that can be resold and bring consistent value to your users. And this is going to be the best way for you to scale way beyond the limits of how much you can earn as a practitioner or a freelancer or even an educator. Now, the thing I like about this business model is all four of these things work off one another. And most of it starts with your brand, right? So you've got your brand, and your brand is going to get you clients for your agency. It's going to get you students for your courses and your memberships. And it's also going to feed users to your product. But the other cool thing is this is going to put you in a place where you have different pricing tiers, where maybe you have a product that's, say, $15 a month, and you've got a course that's $500 one time. And then you've got your agency, which offers services on a recurring basis for maybe $5,000 a month. And so you're going to have a pricing tier that fits everybody's needs and everybody's budgets. And then within these different services, you can cross-sell. So maybe you have somebody that starts out paying for your product, and then they decide, ooh, I would like to learn more, so maybe I'm going to spend the $500 on the course. And then from what they learn in the course, they say, hey, I want to partner with Peyton and his agency and have them come in and work with my business. And before you know it, they've climbed that value ladder. But also you might find some people that just pick one of these offerings. They don't ever want to upgrade or downgrade, but just having a one-off customer that appreciates what you're putting out there. They're going to follow you on your social media. They're going to support you and the content that you're creating, and you're going to build really good relationships and a really great fan base with what it is that you're offering. Now, the other thing that I like about having this diversity between offering services, selling online education, and selling a product, and just having your brand is it protects you from any sort of future struggles with the economy. Let's just say that small businesses get hit and it's difficult for you to find new clients. You're always going to have people that still want to join your memberships or your courses, or maybe they have at least $15 a month to use the product that you've built. And so it makes you more protected from the outside risks of the world and of running a business. The other thing that I love is it creates different payment schedules. And I love this. Let's say that I have a client that pays me a one-time $15,000 for a website, but I also have somebody that's paying me a recurring $15 a month for a product. And then I'll get the random course sale for $500. And you've got money coming in at all different times, and it allows you to raise your ceiling on how much you can earn. And so it's really exciting to have these different sources of revenue, these different streams that sometimes you don't even anticipate. And you could have a huge month because you're bringing in revenue from so many different places. So if there's anything that I would hope you would take from this video, it is don't rely solely on any one part of this business model that I shared. Don't rely only on fulfillment or only on your brand or only on education or on your product, but instead try to diversify. Now, when you're diversifying, you want to make sure that you don't stretch yourself too thin. So make sure that there is as much overlap as possible. You don't want things to be completely different where your agency offers one thing and your courses teach something completely different, and then your product that you've built doesn't help any of the people in your courses or any of your clients. So make sure that there's some overlap so you don't get stretched too thin, and you can share resources between these different businesses. And if you do this, you're going to be able to not only build a business that generates a ton of revenue for you month after month, but it's going to be a business that is safe from the economy, it's safe from any external pressures or risks, and it's going to be a business that brings you a ton of satisfaction and is very rewarding. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is different than anything that I've put out before. It's more of a vlog style or maybe more of a podcast style video. But if you did find value in this, please be sure to hit the like button down below, and I'll be happy to put more videos out like this in the near future. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.